Hey guys, it's me T coming at you with a crazy new video. It's not so crazy. It's actually, what was I gonna say? Well, maybe it is a little bit, just because of the fact that it's been a fucking crazy day today. It has been a crazy day, and I was like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I feel like I need to talk to somebody, but yet I'm really tired, so I don't need to so much mental stimulation right now, you know what I'm saying? But thank you to my friends who are always available to talk to. I love you and I appreciate you so much. And yeah, so fucking much to talk about. It's just crazy. So what a day of learning. And it's really funny because my birthday, I might have something in my teeth. Okay, maybe I don't. What was I gonna say? So, my birthday is on the 14th, right? January 14th is my birthday. And so today is the 14th day of July. Now, it's just really interesting because as you become more aware, because I'm a meditator, there's just a whole bunch of spiritual growth that happens, right, throughout your life. And as this happens, I realize that, you get to know stuff about spirituality. That's what I meant. So as you're growing, you're also learning so much, about yourself. And so with the 1 and 4, 1 is a leadership number. And 4 is foundational, but also the number 14, it's 1 plus 4 is 5. That's it's about change, and I always call it positive change because that's what I try to make it, and I make all of it that. What was I gonna say? Because there's really no such thing as bad if you really do come from love. If you listen to yourself and. So it's just, listen to yourself, and it's interesting because listening to yourself is really truly believing in yourself, It's actually funny, I just ran into somebody on Instagram who liked my stuff, so I appreciate you. His name is Millionaire Movers, I think it is, and he had a post that says, believe yourself, and I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I always questioned, because there's on and it's kind of offset in a sense. Sometimes you believe in yourself, sometimes you don't, depending on what it is, you know what I'm saying? But so when I read that, an even more simplified version of believe in yourself, so it was believe yourself, I was like, oh, I guess that in part was weirding me out for some reason. I have no fucking idea why, but when you say believe yourself, I do that shit all the time. I literally believe myself all the time because the fact, okay, and so that sounds so crazy, but I'm just talking about, because I'm that could be really narcissist, that, narcissistic or whatever, but when it comes to intuition, that's how I took it. I was I do believe in my intuition all the time, absolutely, you know what I'm saying? And, it's actually funny, I'm teaching the kids that I'm babysitting for to kind of go with that too. So it's been fun, going with my intuition and showing them why, and just kind of getting excited to be see, this is why you follow your intuition, because you're not going to be wrong, and yet you're going to be really happy because you just got out of the way of something. The other day we were at the pool, and the thunderstorm was there was a thunderstorm coming in, and I hadn't looked at the weather app at all. But their father actually told me, they were oh, it's going to rain today. And I was okay. So I kind of got the, ins on it. Anyway, which is so funny because that little story right there goes to show you, you don't have to listen to the news, because you will hear what you need to hear, and that's it. Sometimes you get bombarded and you're you give yourself excuses. You're yeah, but I listen to the news because I want to know what's going on. No, fuck that shit. Literally, if you want a happier life, you need to get away from the news, because that stirs your brain in the wrong way. That stirs your brain in terms of, you think you're being connected to other people by listening to all the crap that they put on it, but they don't give a shit about what they put on the TV in terms of what goes on in your brain. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be in control of that. And it's very easy to kind of you know, when you watch somebody like talk in a kind of way, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like, oh my God, you're gonna fucking lose your shit too. You know what I'm saying? So that you're gonna walk around and you're gonna be like, and then like some people are scared of like, oh well, what if somebody approaches me and like asks me, you know, what I think about so and so, and you have to be like keep up with it, and it's just like, no, you fucking don't. You don't have to. You like literally, you can turn around and be like, sorry, I don't watch TV, because guess what? Whoever takes that in a bad way has actually a lot less going on in their world than you have going on in your world, because you're watching less TV. So it's so funny because a lot of people are out to be like, that's so weird. Why do you watch, you know, you watch no TV? And I'm like, yeah, I watch no TV. So, and it's not even about saving a bill, like saving on a bill. Like I have TV in my house. I just choose not to watch it because of the fact that there's nothing on it that, like, I mean, we have Netflix if we want to be entertained, right? Like, you pick a movie, you fucking watch it. But I was like, to sit there and just, like, take in somebody else's fucking fear factor for what? Like, when I'm smarter than that. Like, I truly am. I'm like, and only because somebody else told me, like, out of a spiritual, you know, out of like a spiritual, whatever, I was gonna say like a spiritual leader actually had recommended that. Excuse me. And then you get into like Eckhart Tolle says it and all this stuff. So you kind of see the synchronicity, but then you think for yourself and you're like, oh shit, like that does make sense, because then once you're aware of it, the next time you do go after, you know, watching TV, you can like literally feel how you feel while you're watching TV and be like, you know what? They're fucking right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's nothing wrong with somebody with you saying that, you know, they're right in a certain, honestly, it's so funny. Like I look really oily, but I'm not. Like maybe I am. I just like touched that spot right there, but I'm like, I have highlighter on, but not on my forehead. So I don't know what the whatever, man, whatever. So I was gonna say, I shine bright, bitches. That's basically what's going on. So yeah, okay, so that's basically I'm just totally fucking talking. Like I'm talking and I'm teaching and I'm preaching and I'm doing all that jazz. But yeah, so like don't ever be afraid to be like, no, I don't watch TV, and that's it. And if they're like, oh my God, it's because you're different. You decided to do something else that majority doesn't do. Guess what I do with my time? I fucking read books. That's what I do. I read books. I become open-minded. I get details on things. Like, it's so crazy because the other day I was thinking to myself, I'm like, holy shit. Like, I was thinking about the whole, like, kid factor. I'm like, dude, you have to be on their tail, like, every second of the fucking day of your days. Like, it's really crazy. Like, I literally was thinking about, like, I was always a person who was like, oh, I want kids, blah, blah, blah. I'm, like, thinking to myself, I don't fucking know. And I'm not even annoying about it. Like, to be honest with you, like, I've had kids love me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's because they feel me. Like, I'm a huge, big kid, you know? And I find what they do funny, and I find the way that they think really hilarious. So that's why I think that they're just, like... But also, I come from a family, like, my mom and my dad really, like, love kids. Like, actually, today I just spoke with my mom, and she was like, Tina, because I was telling her, I was like, dude, I was like, Mom, I don't know how you fucking did this. I was like, this is kind of crazy. Like, it's not even, it's like, not, I mean, this is the thing. I have the easier job, okay, which is being a babysitter, which is going in and checking out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I get to leave at one point, but dude, you have a kid, you do not get to leave. Like, that is your responsibility. Like, you need to feed that. By the way, if you only think about, like, how much you feed a child a day, it's crazy. It is crazy. Like, I see these kids that I babysit for, and I mean, God bless, because they have a fast metabolism, where they're just, like, constantly eating, and I'm just like, damn, like, but, like, imagine when they're babies, too. Like, they're actually eating on their own now, but, like, imagine when they're babies and you have to feed them every fucking, like, 10 minutes. It's just like, oh, my God. I'm not even about that. I'm not even about food like that. Like, it's just, I look like I'm about food like that because I just, like, I like food. I like eating food, but I don't, like... I don't eat, like, I don't know, I'm, like, trying to fucking act like I'm hiding something, or, like, I'm trying to be, like, I eat food, don't get me wrong, it's just that, I think I'm more, who was I explaining that to today? I think the father of the kids that I babysit, I was like, yeah, I was like, because we were talking about, laziness. And it's funny because I was like, I'm not that lazy. Like, I can be lazy. Like, I'm pretty, like, balanced. Like, I can totally get lazy. But I can totally work my ass off. You know what I'm saying? At the same time. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. So, talking like a mad woman. What was I gonna say? So, yeah, so I was just telling you, I was like, obviously, though, like, when you sit around too much, like, I do push myself, but not enough. Like, that's basically what it is. So, you need to be moving. You need to, like, be doing shit, and I just haven't done that yet. I mean, I do, and then I'm off, and then I'm on again, and then I'm on. So, it's just, like, but whatever. But I actually took up yoga, recently, in terms of, like, I just, like, get up and do it. So I guess, like, all that meditating just, like, kind of has me, I mean, it always has me steered in the right direction, but, like, I just feel like I came into something. Do you know what I'm saying? Something that I've always wanted. I don't have a crazy routine. I just kind of stretch. And, and see what that goes into. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's always YouTube videos and stuff that I can follow, friends that do it, that I can go, so it's, little by little. But, I actually just got the downward dog. It's the weirdest thing. One of my friends who does yoga can tell you, I don't know why I was so weird at the downward dog. Like, I was just like, I just like couldn't get that. Is that funny? Like, I just couldn't get it, but whatever. I just did it. I did it the other day. I was like, oh, this is how you do it. I mean, I couldn't see myself in a mirror, but I just know that I got it. I was like, yeah, this is the right thing. And I was like, oh, I was excited, And I'm like, but it's so weird because you would never even think that somebody would have a problem with such a simple move, asana, as they call it. So, I also wanted to let you guys know, like, I don't know what I'm going to go into in terms of my day today, but, like, I'm trying to theme it up in my head, like, in terms of what, it was just a whole bunch of, like, holy shit. Oh, so I was talking about my birthday. So my birthday means positive change, and today was, like, double positive change. Like, I was seeing 5s everywhere. I was seeing 14s, like, 3 times, 4 times, like, and it was like 14 for me and obviously 14 for the day. And I was just fucking, like, I felt so whirlwinded. Like, I would, like, came home and I'm, like, dragging and I'm like, yo, get me into meditation right now. Like, I just took on so freaking much. And, like, and I didn't even think that the day was going to be like that, which is so crazy, But I guess I could have totally guessed that if somebody asked me, because I'm like, yeah, to, like, break it down, it would have been a total, game-changing kind of day, which it is, it absolutely is, because today I, like, stood up for myself in terms of just seeing a cycle, knowing exactly what I wanted to do the first time around when I was seeing the cycle for the first time. I didn't do it, and then I ended up doing it today. So that was good. That was like a goal, goal achieved. Now, today was also a day where it's so funny. I was just thinking to myself as I was driving today, I'm like, I'm a person who literally, it takes me one time, like, to see the cycle, to be like, oh, I get that, and then never again to do it. Like, and even if I fuck up, like, I'll never do it again. Do you know what I'm saying? But also, it's interesting because it's like, even that needs intuition. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's like, sometimes, like, fire, for instance, we've all gotten burned, with fire, with actual fire. And, like, it would be, like, ridiculous to be like, no, I'm not gonna deal with this fire anymore because it hurts me. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, after a while, you're like, okay, well, shit, the fire fucking hurts, but I need the fire a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more useful to my life than it is damaging. You just have to be more careful with it, right? So, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, so, usually it takes me one time and then 2 times to, like, really kind of, like, understand it and not do it again. But, like, again, if my intuition says go back into it, I fucking will. Like, I have no problem, But today I saw a cycle within myself that probably, I want to say I went through fucking 3 times. And I was like, yo, I was like, why do I do this shit? And today was the day where I decided to make a change. I was like, no, I'm gonna fucking just be who the fuck I am. I'm gonna say what the fuck it is I want to say. That was so disgusting. It was like one of those you think you were burping. Oh, that was so disgusting. Because I had like that was like from lunch, and then you mix like a lot of water with it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like when you're, sorry, I'm not even gonna go into that. That's disgusting. That is so gross. Anyhow, so I went through 3 times of the same bullshit, and I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm not doing this again. Sorry. And like, it's funny because the person that came back at me was like, I don't understand where you're coming from. Like, what is this? And I was like, whatever, man, just take it. Like, yes or no, me. Yes or no. That's all I gotta say. And then I was like, and then I'm moving on because I can't fucking deal. I was like, either this works out or something better comes along. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's basically what it is. Because I was like, because my whole thing is, put it this way. When you're confused, but this was the situation. I was confused emotionally, and then, but like all hints outside of myself in terms of signs were like, go for it, don't give up, da-da-da. And I was like, weird. Okay, so I'll go for it. Like, I have no, but mind you, I have like no feeling as of yet in terms of what I wanted to do. Like, I needed more time, I felt. But they were like, no, do it, whatever. And then I was getting in my cards, and I was like, all right, so... And I checked in with them, too. Like, I was like, am I really doing this? Like, because it makes no sense when shit is out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, some people fucking need that. Like, okay, some people need that because I think it's a game changer in terms of it shakes up somebody's world, you know? And my whole thing is, it's so funny because, like, I'm trying to think if this is the truth or not, but I really don't think that I get that embarrassed anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Just because I've come to, like, own myself so much that, like, oh my God, talking about embarrassment, I just have to just say something for 1 second. Hilarious. I went into the library today. Some kid falls in front of me, and, like, I didn't, like, laugh. I didn't even do anything. Like, you had to see me. This is so funny, because I'm such a dude. I am such a dude. Like, I see a kid fall, any girl would have been like, oh my God, are you okay? But I'm like, not even a dude. I'm like totally empowered that I'm like, yeah, he's fine. He's like, just keep on moving, you know? And this guy, so it was funny because his mom was in front of him. This kid falls flat on his face right in front of me. And the father was like behind me, and he like kind of looked at like his child, then he looked at me, and I smirked. I was like, oh, that just happened, but like, who cares, you know? And I wasn't gonna laugh at his kid. Like, I don't laugh at people falling. That shit could happen to anybody, and it's embarrassing. It is, because you're just like, oh shit, blah blah blah. Like, this whole body just fucking you know, bounces off the floor, and that's not cute. So yeah, and like, I wouldn't want it. But it's so funny because like, you try, like, everybody tries to act cool, but then they're just like, what? They're like getting up, brushing their shoulders off, and they're like, okay, like, good to go. Even though it's fucking embarrassing as fuck, it really is. But that's why I don't give it that laughter, because like, who needs to laugh? I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't see it to make that other person feel actually more comfortable. To be like, oh, that person that didn't see it, good, I feel better. Do you know what I'm saying? Because what do I get out of it? If I'm laughing, what the fuck do I get out? Like, no, it's not even entertaining to me. I'm just like, okay, like, it's not entertaining to me. Whatever. That's how I see it. So, long story short, what was I going to say? So, so this kid falls flat on his face. And I didn't acknowledge it, but I'm with kids, and they're behind me, so I don't think they saw it. I think they might have even seen him and been like, oh shit, you know, like, or maybe, and it's funny because I don't realize like how kids like watch me, like, and this is what everybody needs to do, like, every person, whether you have a kid or not, there's always going to be a kid somewhere out in public, so you better fucking just teach them what you want them to know in terms of how to act in this life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're constantly a role model. I don't give a shit. Or you're not, you know, but at the same time, it sucks if you're not, because guess what? You're not living your highest potential. You're not helping anybody. There's no benefit for you to just fucking, you know, like, be an asshole, like, in this life. There really isn't. There's no benefit whatsoever. And think about that, because maybe there is, you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, you have to put your boundaries up. So sometimes you have to become an asshole when people are not understanding when you're speaking. Like sometimes when I speak like I'm feeling like I'm speaking my other language, and you know, or Chinese. I always say like Chinese because that's like one that I, you know, is hard to learn, and everybody says that because of the fact that it's hard to learn. But it's just like, you know, and you're not that, obviously. I don't have to explain a joke, okay? And I'm not even offending anybody because I know that this is like what everybody uses, you know what I'm saying? But like, but what I'm saying is, yeah, it's just like, it's crazy because like, whatever, sometimes I'm saying things and I feel like I'm speaking fucking English and people are still not understanding me, and I'm just like, I don't know how else to fucking go about it, but like, you get it, you get it, you don't, I'm moving on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be thinking about the same fucking idea for too long because like, I have so many ideas coming in and so many things, like, obviously, like, again, my birthday is about change, so I'm like, constantly switching shit up, so like, I can't be on a topic for way too long, or like in a place for way too long either. Like, I'm like, yo, in and out, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I like to enjoy myself, like, I like, you know, obviously, like, what do they call it, retail therapy, like, I like that kind of, you know, just, like, to walk in, browse around, see, like, the best stuff, I love it, I love treasure hunts. Anyhow, so, going back to the story, like, to the story that I fucking just digressed from, okay, so this kid falls flat on his face, and all of a sudden, the father goes, I'm looking at the father, he looks back at me, I look at him again, and he was like, safe! I was like, and I started laughing, I was like, yo, that's the best, I was like, that's the best type of a freaking, it's just like the best type of, like thing to say, do you know what I'm saying, because it's hilarious. So I was just like, yo, that is so great. Like, I'm gonna use that next time. So I started laughing hysterically at that because that came out of nowhere and it was just great. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use that on a kid because whatever. It's just funny. Or on anybody. It works on anybody. I thought it was really creative and like perfect, obviously, for what it was. So, oh my god, then I saw this other chick today, I was laughing. Okay, so you know, I've been posting about big black women today, like in terms, like this morning I posted about one, about like, whatever, like me being one on the inside. And it's funny because like, there was one at a crosswalk today, and I was like, I had two kids with me, and I literally was like LOLing because she's a crosswalk person, and some car, I guess, was approaching really fast. And she was like, in the middle of the section, she was like, hey, yeah, hey. And I was like, and I was like, oh my god, she's like literally yelling at this dude, right? And so I was like, but like, I forgot and she was like, but she had no fucking, because you know what? She took pride in her job. That's what it was. So she was like, more so like, hey, these people have the right to cross. You're going to slow the fuck down. Let these people cross, and then we're gonna get back to you driving to wherever you need to go, you know? And I was like, wow, I was like, I love people like I'm telling you, like the black women that can just do that, they don't give no shit, they're my idol. They're my idol, because I'm going to get to that point. Hell yeah. I was way reserved before, and I was just kind of like, I was like in my observation, but I could do both now, so that's good. I could definitely do both. I'm like, hey, yo, hey. I just have to, like, find it in me, because sometimes I don't, like, care too much. Do you get what I'm saying? Or I try not to care too much, because I care a lot about many things. Do you get what I'm saying? So I have to be balanced and not caring about a lot of shit. So, but this one was hilarious. This woman was like, and I was laughing. I was like, thank you. We were all like, thank you. And she's like, yeah, you go, babies. You go. Like, you know, she's so adorable. I love her. Meanwhile, I got hit on today, and because I'm wearing these dope ass pants, I'm not gonna lie, like, these pants are rocking. They're from Victoria's Secret. Oh my god, I love them so much, and they feel great. They feel like Lululemon. I like to call them Lululemon, but it's Lululemon. So they feel like Lululemon pants. I love them, yoga pants. But anyhow, I was wearing them today. Got hit on. The one thing I didn't do was to whip around and be like, yo, I'm with kids right now. Hello, shit. Because this guy was like so, first of all, he was so close to me. He was checking me out, way obvious, right? And I'm like totally okay with that because the fact that A, I deserve it, B, guys will be guys, you know what I'm saying? Straight guys will be guys, whatever. Yo, even gay guys would have liked my pants today. I don't give a shit. Gay guys would have been crushing on me today. No, but like it was hilarious. So this guy, he turns around and he's just like, hey baby, or something like that, right? And I'm like, I liked her. I was like, I wanted to say thanks or I wanted to say hey, but then what I really wanted to say was, yo, I'm with kids right now. Like, hello, like, who do you think you're, like, yeah, thanks for approaching me, but, like, it was more so, like, it was in that kind of, like, nasty-ass way where it was just, like, disrespectful. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he was, like, hollering, and I'm like, nah, you can't do that when I'm with fucking kids, bro. Like, it's like, who does that shit? Anyhow, so I ignored his house. I was like, whatever. If stupid doesn't understand, I can't fucking explain sometimes. Honestly, I can't be, like, I'm a teacher of sorts, but I can't fucking be teaching everybody, you know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe this is why I'm on YouTube, because of the fact that it's just like, I can be teaching everybody in one shot, so just go watch my show, go watch my show. Maybe a show's coming soon, maybe that's why I said that. But like, yeah, no, go watch my channel because of the fact that it's just like, maybe you'll learn something there, you know what I'm saying? Amen. What else? So, oh my lord. And so today was a lot in terms of what I was juggling, in terms of fucking what was it? In terms of demanding respect for myself. It was like huge, right? It was definitely huge. First of all, from kids, which it was interesting. Second of all, from dudes, which is also interesting. Basically the same thing, right? Like, let's just be honest. It's just, but it was a lot. Like, I felt like I was juggling so much, and I was like, dude, how much can I fucking even say in one day? Like, I don't understand. And I wasn't even texting or talking that much. It was just so much emotion, like ups and downs, and it was just like, it was like a kid bouncing on a bed that you were just like, yo, can you stop? Like, because of the fact that, you know, the energy is so sped up and high, and it's like a constant up and down, and you're just like, dude, like, if you're gonna fall off the bed, you're gonna fall off the bed. Like, you're just trying to, like, basically keep everything on the bed, you know, and there's only so much surface space, so that's why you worry and all this shit. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. But, like, basically, you know, it was just, like, one of those things where I was just, like, yo, there's a lot being juggled right now. Like, a lot. And a lot that I, like, don't even know fucking, like, I'm talking about, like, it was a lot in terms of detailed stuff. It was a lot in terms of emotional stuff. And it all had to be addressed right then and there. Like, it all had to be addressed. So, like, it was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I was being tossed around, but I appreciated it because I handled it the best way that I could. And then later on when I got home, I was just thinking to myself, you know, if my angel, well, I know that my angels are watching over me, but, like, I was just thinking about, like, the one angel that I know, the guardian angel that I was told of. I was like, yo, if she's watching over me, I was like, she probably thinks I'm doing a really damn good fucking job. Let me just tell you, because I was like, today, okay, I can handle my shit, like, you know, because, you know, usually, like, drama doesn't come my way like that. Like, it doesn't, I do a really good job in keeping it, my life, like, decluttered from that shit. Like, no. That not anybody is gonna go there. No, because I love my shit peaceful. I love my shit as calm, cool, as collected as possible. If you don't know how to do that for yourself, I'm sorry, because it's such a good world. It's just that you have to, like, maintain that shit for it to be optimal. I can teach that. I will be teaching that because oh, by the way, this is another thing. I love this. Okay, so there's this book called, and I'm sure everybody knows about it, but like literally, it's called the seven habits of highly effective people. Okay, now let me just tell you something. This book is so synchronistic in so many different ways. I'm not gonna go into it because I just feel like there's a lot. Maybe I'll go into it like later on after I read it or something. But huge. Okay, so one of the things about this book, first of all, this is what I was thinking about today, so let me just get it out of the way, is that every person as an adult, I know this book came out a long time ago, but I'm talking about if you read it back a long time ago, read it again this year, like right now, like ASAP, like as quick as possible, because there is some crazy good valuable shit in there for people to just reread and repeat and just my whole thing is I would be curious to know what you think of when you read it when it first came out, and then what you think of versus it refreshing your memory, because I can guarantee you, and if you're like me, very aware, highly effective too, thank you to this book because I'm like mind blown at how highly effective I am as a person. Talking about, believe yourself, shit. And believing in yourself, shit. It's like, it like stamped every freaking approval it had on me. Like it really did. It's amazing. So anyhow, so I'm reading this book and I'm fucking wowed, and I'm just like, dude, like this is insane, and how truthful this is. And it's crazy because like I lived this entire time with this book being on my fucking to read list. I've been meaning to read it. All of a sudden it shows up in my world. I'll tell you how later. I start reading it while I'm reading fucking 3 other books at the same time. I don't understand how I ended up getting that way. It's so funny because I never used to be that way, but I was like, whatever, it's happening. Like, who cares? You can't control everything. But also I did realize that I need to let go of a lot, just because like in terms of caring about that aspect of it, like, oh, you're supposed to be reading one book at a time and da-da-da. No, but let me just tell you something. When you pick that book back up, there's a reason why you're picking a book back up after a long time, because you've just went through a learning, like a phase of life that has taught you what the fuck you're reading in that book now. Like that's the crazy part. And you get to like first of all, you get to feel heard, you get to feel understood by a book. It's amazing because it's like somebody else obviously lived it because they're writing a book on, about it. But it's like you get to see it from somebody else's perspective, and you're just like, you didn't even have to like exert yourself in terms of talking about it. It was just so crazy. So long story short, I'm reading this book. This book is fucking nuts. Like, and I'm talking about like, it's so nuts that it's actually going to be a part of my life purpose. I know that for sure, guaranteed. Like for sure. I think I ran into like 2 books like that, 2 types of books like that so far in the past like 3 years. 3 books so far that have been like that, but also maybe 4. I'm just trying to think. Whatever. There was like a significant amount. Like I mean people have